The dual operating system is a concept that is being used in Scrum at Scale. Originally, it comes from John Kotter, who is Professor Emeritus at Harvard Business School in leadership. And he was devising ways of how to change organizations. And we have a specific application of it. There's actually different ways on how to use that dual operating system. And in Scrum at Scale, we use it as follows. If you have a large traditional organization, right, you already know that a transformation is going to be difficult because transformations are difficult and they often fail. And so if you come to the conclusion that actually doing a transformation will not work, that it's going to be too exhausting, too much of a distraction, right, there is an alternative. And that is using the dual operating system to set up a parallel company that is born agile, that immediately starts out with clean Scrum and Scrum at Scale. You're probably using an operating system on your computer, right? And some computers actually have two different operating systems installed. A computer might have Linux and Windows installed, right? And then the user, they're usually more advanced users, they can switch back and forth between them and then use the different advantages of these different operating systems. And organizations also have operating systems, even though sometimes they're not really aware of them, right? They have something that has grown over time, right? And they see this as our way, how we're doing things. It's not something explicit, such as Scrum at Scale, for example, but all organizations have this. And so the idea is, well, if our computer can have two, why shouldn't we use two in our organization? And the big advantage is that you can basically bypass the resistance completely, right? Instead of dealing with the old organization, you just create a new organization. And usually you let it work on something that's a little bit more sexy, right? Something smaller, for example, an app for a large organization. Let's say you have an airline, right? And you don't want to touch the running system. You set up a new company, you make it hyper agile from the beginning, and you let it work on the iPhone and Android app, for example, right? And the very important part is that you only invite people over to that new organization. You don't want to force people over because then you'll be creating resistance again. You'll go there and say, well, we've created this great organization. It runs on Scrum and Scrum at Scale. Anybody who wants to come over here, let us know and we'll look at it, right? And so you only have people that actually want to do this, that actually want to work in this way, which gets rid of the resistance. Another big advantage is that the old organization still keeps humming along, right? So it's still producing the services, it's still making money, and you're not creating chaos in it. You're leaving it alone. It can still perform its duties, while in the meantime, you grow this separate branch up, and this new organization will take on more responsibilities over time. This is just a quick snapshot into how we use the dual operating system in Scrum at Scale. If you'd like to know more about this or Scrum at Scale in general or business agility, I offer regular seminars on this, and you can go to teamflow.de to find out more.